Yo, 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 what up, people? It's your boy State, and we back with some of this Street Fighter 4. I got few ranked matches in here. These other than this one, the rest of the matches in this video are games that I played a few days ago. Actually, this game is pretty old, but I like the game. I just want to throw it in there. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not really gonna be talking too much about the matches in here. You see, I just got blown up in that first round, but I'm not really gonna be talking too much about the gameplay. I'm mostly talking about that NBA draft, man. Couldn't wait for the draft. I'm a Celtics fan, so once we got knocked out the playoffs, man, I really didn't care about anything else but the draft. So I've been looking forward to this for a good minute, man. Even before we got knocked out the playoffs, like I've been wanting to see what we were gonna do with those two draft picks. Want to see how the draft was gonna turn out, what moves people were gonna make, stuff like that. And it's like, I will say, I mean, after all the hype that was kind of building up, yesterday's draft, I wouldn't say it was a disappointment, but it was definitely lackluster, in my opinion. Weren't really many trades. I mean, no movement. It's just, commish come out there, call the name, you go get your hat, shake his hand, take your picture, then you go get to talk to Mike Davis for a couple minutes. And I don't remember who that girl was, man. Somebody need to talk to her, man. And that girl that was going around interviewing people, man, interviewing the parents and stuff. Cause when Thomas Robinson got drafted, man, and she went over there and started talking to her little sister. I mean, that girl 9 years old, they said. She didn't know what to say, man. You run up in there with cameras and a microphone and a girl with a bright dress on, smiling at you with a big old microphone in your face. She don't know what to say, man. She don't know what to do. I mean, why are you doing that? Leave her alone. She's there with her brothers, with her family. Leave her alone. Go talk to the parents. You see how, she didn't know what to say. She was just stuttering, I swear ESPN must have called her off or something because of how kind of quickly she just backed away off the girl after a little bit. But, I'm not going to get too into detail about that. But, I'm going to get a couple reactions, not necessarily reactions, but, what I thought. Right off the bat, though, man, I think the Hornets got really good, man. I think they definitely got a lot better. I mean, getting Davis and Rivers, I think this is two solid picks, man, for what they, for what they could have got, man. I think they got two really good solid players. I'm really high on Austin Rivers, man. I like Austin Rivers. I'm not a huge college expert, man. I don't sit there and study college players. I don't watch a lot of college games. I watch pretty much, a few games on Saturday, maybe a game or two during the week in the tournament, but I really don't pay attention to any of the college players until they hit the NBA. Like, I just, I'm not really a college guy like that. But I will say I do think that they got a lot better. Like, they go up there, they keep Eric Gordon. That means they can have Austin Rivers coming off the bench or running the point. If they can keep Chris Kaman, that just adds to their depth. Like, I mean, they could have. I mean, they won't make the playoffs. I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs next year if they can do all that. They still got a few more years, I think, before some of the bigger teams start dropping down a little bit. Like, the Spurs are gonna start dropping down a little bit. The Jazz, they down right now. The T-Wolves look like they on the rise if they can get their people healthy and find out what they're gonna do with like Michael Beasley and stuff like that. But there's some teams on the rise and there's some teams dropping, and I think the Hornets are a couple of years away from being one of them teams on the rise, man. Like, there's a playoff spot out there. I just think they're a couple of years away from grabbing it. As far as I think the Bobcats, man, I was surprised that they didn't make a move. I thought for sure all that talk about them trading the number 2 pick, especially with that Cleveland, trading it for the 4th and 24th. I might have done that, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like the pick, Michael Kidd Gilchrist. I don't mind it. But you talking about you could have went out there and got someone like Thomas Robinson and I don't know, Perry Jones. You know, I mean, I don't know much about Perry Jones, but everybody talk about him like that dude is amazing. So you could have got, you know, both of them. But, you know, if Kid Gilchrist played well, it's really, you know, that'll quiet a lot of people, you know. Bradley Beal, I'm cool with that pick right there, man. They needed somebody to go with John Wall. Not really going to comment on the Cavs since I don't know a lot about the people that they drafted. I like Thomas Robinson going to the Kings. I didn't think they would draft him, actually, because to me, they have a lot of players in that front court. And it was just, you know, like they went, you know, they got DeMarcus Cousins, obviously, not Kurt Thomas. What is that dude's name? Can't remember his name right now. But then, you know, they went out there, Jason Thompson, there it is. And then they went out last year, they signed Chuck Hayes, who I like, to a pretty nice little contract. And then they went and they had J.J. Hickson, and they had Samuel Dallenberg. You know, they sent Dallenberg to the Rockets, and then they cut J.J. Hickson. But to me, I didn't think they was going to go get Thomas Robinson, especially with Hassan Whiteside still sitting there. But I don't know, it's a good pickup for him. You know, you talking about Thomas Robinson and DeMarcus Cousins and Jason Thompson and Chuck Hayes, man. To me, you're set. You're all set, man. You ain't got to worry about nothing else. Go ahead and skip a bunch of the other teams. Go right to my boys, man, my Celtics. To me, personally, I wasn't surprised that we took Sullinger, since everybody said that if Sullinger falls to the Celtics, they're going to take him. So as soon as when I saw him there, the 21st pick, I knew we were going to take him. Do I like the pick? I'm cool with it. I don't love the pick, but I'm cool. You know, to me, he's like, from what I've seen, he looks like he's like an inconsistent Brandon Bass with a little bit of a post game. Like he's, you know, he can do a lot of the same things that Brandon Bass did for us this year. You know, with the pick and pops and all that. We can give him the ball in the post, see if he can make a move, and it kind of gives us a little bit of leverage with Brandon Bass so that we don't have to overpay him to bring him back. As much as I would prefer to bring him back in, as opposed to having to get somebody else new in here and getting them acclimated to the system, finding some chemistry out or whatever. But, you know, we'll see what happens with that. Everything from, a lot of the stuff that I've heard has Chris Kaman coming to the Celtics. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard a lot about it over the last year. So hopefully it happens. I wouldn't mind having Chris Kaman over here. Hopefully we can bring KG back, move KG back to the 4. You know, that would be cool with me. I'd have no problems with that. As far as Ray Allen go, I'm kind of up and down on it. I wouldn't mind him coming back, but if he left, it really wouldn't bother me too much. But you know, that's just me. Now, for the Fab Melo pick, I like it because he's a big guy that can block shots, which is why I was cool with us bringing in Ryan Hollins, because Ryan Hollins is not great, but to me, the one thing he brings, he's very inconsistent, but he brings energy off the bench, which is something we really haven't had since we traded away Glenn Davis. Well, not really traded him away, but since we put Glenn Davis in the starting lineup like a few years ago. Because we used to have, you know, people like Tony Allen, Eddie House, Leon Poe, Glenn Davis, you know, guys coming off the bench, just they know they're only going to be out there for 18 to 20 minutes, and they give it all they got in those minutes that they're out there on the floor, and we didn't, and just, you know, and then when we went out there and got Nate Robinson too, like it was just one of them things where you could just, you know, just little by little, we just got rid of all our energy players, you know, got one by one, just got rid of them. Leon Poe got hurt. You know, that wasn't his fault. We didn't want to pay Tony Allen the money that I thought he should have got. He was gone. We traded Nate Robinson away with Perk to get Jeff Green, who ended up getting, you know, who wasn't able to play, who I hope comes back next year. And it's, you know, I don't know. I mean, it's looking okay for us now. If we can bring back Jeff Green, then I'm cool with the Fab Melo pick. I would have preferred Perry Jones, but from what I've seen, he does look like a taller version of Jeff Green. So I'd rather just have Jeff Green. But I don't know what's up with the Celtics always trying to bring in these big guys who really don't rebound all that well. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But I didn't really talk about all the teams that I got to talk about. And of course, Oklahoma City always getting a steal, man. Getting that boy Perry Jones III late in that first round, man. It's crazy. But let me know what y'all think, man. Leave some comments. Let me know what y'all think about the draft. I'm gonna catch y'all later, man.